Now we are going to look at the definition of magnetization or intensity of magnetization. So this quantity is represented by I vector. So if you consider any point B inside a sample of magnetized material, so we have a magnetized material over here. So magnetized material is the one which has been magnetized. So we know that atoms or molecules, they have their own magnetic dipole moment. So if you have a sample, so in that sample you will have number of magnetic dipole moments. So if you consider a paramagnetic substance, then that substance will contain several number of magnetic dipole moments. And when you apply external magnetic field to that sample, then all the magnetic dipole moments will be pointing in the direction of the magnetic field. So if you have a sample of paramagnetic substance, then all the magnetic dipole moments will turn in the direction of the external magnetic field. So if all the magnetic dipoles, they turn in a single direction, so all the magnetic dipoles, they are pointing in the same direction, then that material is said to be magnetized. So if you consider any point B inside a sample of magnetized material, so let's say if you have any magnetized material, any random magnetized material, and you consider a point inside this magnetized material. So let's consider the position vector of this point is equal to R vector. Now around this point P, if you will draw a volume of delta V. So let's draw a volume of delta V around this point B. So this B point we are considering, and around this point we have taken delta V amount of volume. Now as we have said that this material is magnetized. So if this material is magnetized, then there will be magnetic dipole moment of this particular region. So this whole material is magnetized, means all the magnetic dipole moments, they are pointing in the same direction. So in this particular region you will have magnetic dipole moments which are pointing in the same direction. So this material will have its magnetic moment. So there is a magnetic moment of each atom. And if you will do the vector sum of all these magnetic moments, that will give you the total magnetic moment of this region. So we suppose that delta M vector is the magnetic moment of a small volume delta V, which is drawn around the point B. So around this point B we have taken a small volume delta V, and let's consider that delta M vector is the magnetic dipole moment of this particular region. So this particular region has delta M vector amount of magnetic dipole moment. So there will be magnetic dipole moment of this whole material, but we are just considering this small volume for time being. So for this region there will be a certain amount of magnetic dipole moment, and let's say that is delta M vector. So this region will consist of large number of atoms, and every atom will have its magnetic dipole moment. So vector sum of all those magnetic dipole moments will give you the net magnetic dipole moment of this delta V volume, and that is represented by delta M vector. So if this is the magnetic dipole moment of this volume delta V, then what will be the average magnetic moment per unit volume? So we are talking about average magnetic moment of unit volume. So delta M vector is the magnetic dipole moment of delta V volume. So we want to find out magnetic moment per unit volume. So that will be given by I average vector. So we are talking about average magnetic moment, so that will be represented by I average vector, and that will be equal to delta M vector divided by delta V. So this will give you the magnetic moment per unit volume. So in this case we are going to take the limit, and the limit is that this volume that we have taken around this point B, this volume goes to 0. So if this volume goes to 0 means we are going towards this point, we are reaching towards this point. If delta V tends to 0 means this whole volume, this will reach this point capital B. So you will just get a point when the volume will tend to 0. So in that case, I average vector can be written as just I vector, and this I vector will be equal to limit of delta V tends to 0 of this fraction. So when delta V tends to 0 for this fraction, then I average will become I vector, and you will have limit of delta V tends to 0 for delta M vector divided by delta V. And if delta V tends to 0, then we can write this delta as the derivative. So this can be written as dm vector divided by dv. So in general, this I vector, this varies from point to point. So this is the magnetic moment per unit volume. So this is the average magnetic moment per unit volume, but when we have taken the limit of delta V tends to 0 means we are talking about this point only. So earlier we were talking about this whole region of delta V volume, but now as we have taken this limit means we are approaching this point. So we are just talking about this point now. So this I vector is actually defined at this point. So I vector is defined at this point, whereas I average, this was defined for unit volume. So I vector will be given by dm vector by dv. So if you vary the position, if you vary your position, and if during the variation of your position in the magnetic material, if the m vector varies, if this m vector varies, then this I vector will also vary. So if you will change your position in this magnetic material, so if you suppose that m vector varies with your change in position, then obviously this I vector will vary. So in general, this I vector varies from point to point in the magnetic material. So if you change your position, you will have a different value of I vector. So from here we can write dm vector as I vector times dv. So I vector will vary from point to point in this magnetic material. So this dm vector can be written as I vector times dv. So let's take the special case when the sample is uniformly magnetized. So here we have said that if you change your position, m vector varies, means this I vector varies with the position. But if you are talking about a uniformly magnetized sample, so in that case, I vector will be independent of the variable r vector. So I vector will not change with the change in position. So at every point inside this magnetic material, at every point I vector will have same magnitude and direction. So that's what we mean by uniformly magnetized material. So if you have a sample which is uniformly magnetized and let's say its volume is capital V, so total volume of this sample is capital V. So I vector, as we have said, that this will be independent of the variable r vector. So if you change your position, I vector will remain the same. So it is independent of r vector. So we can say that I vector will be constant. So if I vector is constant, then what will be this equation when you will integrate over the whole sample? So we will integrate on the both hand sides. You will use this equation. So you will integrate on both hand sides of this equation. So when you will integrate on both hand sides, so this dm vector, this was the magnetic moment for the case of this dv amount of volume. So magnetic moment which is present for this dv amount of volume, that was dm vector. And when you are integrating over the whole sample, so this left hand side will give you the total magnetic moment of the whole sample. So this total magnetic moment of the whole sample is represented by m vector. So m vector is given as integration of dm vector, and this integration of dm vector is in turn equal to integration of I vector times dv. So in this special case we have considered that I vector is constant, so this can be taken outside the integration. So this can be written as I vector times integration of dv. And what is integration of dv? So dv is the small volume element and its integration over the whole sample will give you the total volume of the sample. So total volume of the sample is given by capital V. So integration of dv will be just equal to v and I vector will remain as it is. So from here you can find out the formula of I vector. So m vector has come out to be equal to I vector times v. So I vector will come out to be equal to m vector divided by v. So this is the formula of I vector when the material is uniformly magnetized. So m vector over here is the total magnetic moment of the sample, v is the total volume of the sample, and I vector is a constant value, and this I vector is called as the intensity of magnetization or just magnetization. So I vector, this is the intensity of magnetization, and this is defined as, I vector is defined as magnetic moment per unit volume. So you can see that I vector is the ratio of total magnetic moment of the sample and total volume of the sample. So we can define I vector, or you can define intensity of magnetization as magnetic moment per unit volume. So what are the units of intensity of magnetization? So m vector, this is the total magnetic moment of the sample, and we have seen that magnetic moment has units which are ampere meter square, and divide by we have volume, and volumes SI units are meter cube. So when you will solve it, you will get units of intensity of magnetization. So SI units will be ampere per meter. So these are the units of intensity of magnetization.